All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over the PowerPoint presentations for JavaScript, the Web Warrior Series 6th edition by Vodnik and Gosselin. And I was running into a problem over here, so I wanted to double check my code. All right, while 1, maybe it doesn't like this. While 1 equal 1. I know that should work. So it should ask us for the size, and then it should check it. Okay, so let's see if that works. I don't know if what I had before was screwing it up or not. So, okay, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm stuck in a loop here. That's not good. Why does it keep going back to that? While 1 equal 1, size. Well, what if we put it into a for loop and we'll read in 10 sizes? For var LCV equal 1, LCV less than or equal to 10, L plus plus LCV. All right, so that should read in the size, boom, and then check it. If it's a 1, do this. If it's 2, etc., etc. So let's see if that made it better. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I guess that was a problem. It was wanting all those before it was going to actually go in there and do anything. So let's run it again, and we'll put in small, 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 medium, 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 large, 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 unknown. Small, 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 medium, 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 large, 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 unknown. All right? The point is, doing this the way I did it, and maybe not very well, but I did it with a series of if statements. So I'm going to grab all my code here. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay, I'm going to grab every bit of it that I have in here right now, including the call to show size. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard, and then I'm going to write it out again. And we'll call this one show size 2. All right, so now we're going to read this in, and I'm going to change this to switch size. Okay. You'll have to bear with me for a minute here. Case 1. Break. Case 2. Break. Case 3. Break. Then we actually use the word default here. Okay. All right, so we've rewritten this program that the first time through, as you saw, the first time through, it used if statements, and now it's got a case. Let's run it first and see if it works, then we'll go back and talk about what happened here. Whoops. One, two, three, four, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, small, medium, large, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it all worked again. I got the right answers. But what's different? Well, we had ifs before, and sometimes, depending on how you've written your code, you can take what you've done in if statements and put them into a switch statement. So this right here is like if size equal 1, else if size equal 2, else if size equal 3, else. Now, things about a switch. It has to be in curly braces, so there's the beginning curly brace and the ending curly brace. Whatever you switch on, it has to be the same type in your case. So size was an integer, so these are integers. All right. You need the break at the end of each one of these, because if you don't, it falls through. The break means get out of this. You don't really need a break right here because you're at the bottom anyway, but most people put it in, as do I. Okay, so that's just another way that you can write code. All right, let's see if we can finish this up. So I'm showing you things more than, case labels, etc. So switch, we did the switch on the size. The case label was case 1, case 2, case 3, and if none of them were met, we had the default. Default is never mandatory. All right. The default executes when nothing else matches. Although it's never mandatory, it's always recommended. When the switch executes, the value returned by the expression is compared to each case label in the order in which it's encountered. The break ends that particular iteration. So here's an example. Okay. So, in this chapter, we talked about arrays. All right. And the author's definition was a set of data represented by a single variable name. We talked about what an array index was. It's also called a subscript or a sub. We talked about the length property that can be used. We talked about how to access and modify arrays. We looked at the 3 loops that are available in JavaScript, those being the while loop, the do while loop, and the for loop. We mentioned that each time you go through a loop, it's known as a loop iteration. What they call counter variable is what I called LCV, or loop control variable. We saw continue, which stops the current iteration of the loop and restarts it. I also showed you the break, which they have not shown yet. And again, the break gets you out of the loop. So in here, we talked about how to store data in arrays, the while loop, the do while loop, the for loop, the continue statement, along with, I showed you the break. We looked at the if else, the if else if, the if else, the if else if else, with as many else ifs as you want or need. We just looked at the switch, and I showed you. I didn't show you nesting one if inside of another. I showed you nesting one while loop inside of another. So that's it for this chapter. When I return, which won't be in too long, we will be going over the next chapter. Okay, I'll see you then. Alright, so again, I'm just finished up with Chapter 3. Okay, sorry I broke it up into 2 lectures. Maybe it would have been better to just make it as one, but I'll be coming back with Chapter 4 shortly.